Hello guys, in this video my objective is to allow internet traffic for both this LAN network and the server network. Okay, so this LAN network contains 192.168.2.0/24 network, and this server network contains 192.168.10.0/24 network. Okay, so in the last videos we have enabled the traffic between this LAN to servers and also servers to LANs both way. And this video, so we are going to allow this internet traffic for this LAN to this WAN zone, and also this servers to WAN zone. So as of now, so we have configured this ISP1 dialog router. So later we will add this ISP2 SLT. So this one is enough for this demonstration. So let me go to checkpoint firewall. So this is the checkpoint firewall. You can see checkpoint firewall VM, and we have ITPC running on under this LAN. Then we have a server, that mean AD server is running on this VM. Okay, so let me go to this ITPC 192.168.2.50. so let me go to maximize this one, and so in order to configure this firewall rule, so you are required to come access policy and under firewall policy. So in the last video I have explained these three different mode, that means strict mode, standard mode, and off mode of firewall policy. Okay, so I have set to strict mode, so that means the all the traffic blocks by the default. Okay, so if I go to the policies, so you will see the two sections here: outgoing access to the internet and also incoming internal and VPN traffic. Okay, so in the last video, so we have configured this internal networks, that mean LAN to servers and the servers to LAN. So under this incoming internal and VPN traffic, now we are going to configure this under outgoing access to internet. So here, so based on the blade control we said, that mean on the strict mode, so this policy will be added here, auto generated rules will be added. So all the traffic will be blocked due to that blade control action. Okay, first of all, so I want to go to this users and object. So I want to create few objects here. So under this users and object, so under user management you can create local users, and also you can integrate with AD server. So we will talk about this user management in later. So up to now I'm configuring few network resources. So here you can see, so we can create services, that means the port numbers, and also we can create service groups. So these are the default services and the services group available. Then again, so under network objects, so we have created network based objects in the last video. So we can see LAN network and the server network is configured. So you can see the respective network ranges for this object. So in this video I'm going to create one few more objects here. So I'm using this single IP, that means single IP object will be I will add it. So I will add it for this IP for address 192.168 and 2.50, and the object name, so I will add as a ITPC. So this is the ITPC actually. So you can see there are two checkbox available. So if you enable those checkbox, it will add DNS resolving it will add that internal DNS servers to resolve this object name. So internal DNS servers running under this checkpoint firewall. So that's mean, so if you use that DNS server as a firewall, then it can be resolved using this object name. That means if you type ITPC on any DNS lookup, then it will give the result of 192.168.2.50. So that thing I don't require. So you can see also if you added this network object, you can exclude from the DHCP service. That means if the DHCP server is running on the checkpoint firewall, so you can exclude this IP from the DHCP service. So this is not applicable for this creation. Let me click apply, and then again, so I can add another single IP here. So this time AD server. Okay, so I'm removing this one. I'm at 192.168.10.10. Okay, so okay, I have forget this one. So this is the place we add the IPv4 address. The object name will be AD server. Okay, so we have added those single IP. Also, if I want, so I can add another single IP. This time 192.168.2.100, that is ACC PC account PC. Okay, I'm removing this checkbox. Apply. So likewise we can create this object. Okay, and those objects I have created because I need to add those objects on the access policy. Okay, so that's why I have created those one. Again, if you go to the services here, you can see there are default services available under this checkpoint firewall. So you can see DNS is required for the internet, right? DNS means domain name system. So you can see there's a DNS TCP and DNS UDP available. So if I go to the services group here, okay, so you can see there's a DNS group also available. If I double click that service group, you can see both the DNS UDP and DNS TCP port is available. So DNS TCP port is port number 53, that means TCP port 53. So DNS UDP mean that mean UDP 53 port. So both those services are available under this services group. Okay, and let me go to the access policy right now. So what I'm going to do is I will create a new manual rule for allowing DNS traffic for all of these network. So I can go to new here. So when you click new, there are two options you can see on top, on bottom. So you can create new firewall access policies on top or bottom. So if you create a top, that means it will create on the top of the list. So if you create it on bottom, that means that rule will be placed on the bottom. Okay, so let me create on top. Okay, so any source, so you can see, so this is the the columns available under this new rule: source, destinations, application and service, action and log. Okay, so you can see this is the source means the traffic initiated from. Okay, for example, so if I go to this diagram, so let's say this 192.168.2.50, this Windows 10 machine will go to the internet. That means it will access any for example Facebook web address or YouTube web address. In that scenario, traffic initiated from this Windows 10 PC. So in that scenario, the source IP will be 192.168.2.50. okay, and direction is it will go to this internet. Okay, and so if I go to this servers network, for example this AD server access any other Windows updates, then in that scenario, so AD servers is the source and destinations will be Windows update servers. Okay, so then that's how the source and the destination change on these scenarios. Okay, let me go to again this checkpoint firewall. You can see here we'll add any source. That means any network or any source IP addresses represented by any. Okay, then it will go to the internet. Internet means this is default object created for this checkpoint firewall. So internet representing the outside network, that means outside wide area network. So it will represented by the internet object. This one is default one. Okay, and all the IPv4 addresses and IPv6 addresses for that on the internet side, that means public IP addresses represented by this internet object. So you can see then we have application slash service. That means, so here we can add any application or service. That's mean, so service mean the port numbers. So okay, for example, if you want to allow the web traffic, that mean HTTP and HTTPS services will be used, right? And keep it, remember guys, you can't add application and a service here. So you can only add the application or service. You can't add both. Okay, that is you need to remember. That is one of you know that is one of the limitation of this checkpoint SMB firewall local management. So if you want, if you configuring that checkpoint SMB firewall as a the centralized that mean distributed environment, okay, using the checkpoint smart console and the checkpoint management server, then in that scenario you can add multiple applications and service. But keep it remember guys, so when you maintaining this checkpoint firewall using that local management, then there is a on that scenario it will not work. Okay. Okay, so if I go to here, so if I click here, so you can see the available common and the categories and custom and application and services. So what I told before, so if I click here, for example, under the application, you can see there are a lot of application. It's we can see. Okay, so for example, if I go to the this application categories, if I click this business applications, and that is only thing we can add. So if I go to business and economy, so that application is changed here. That's mean we can't add multiple application like this one by one. Select on this. So if you want, you can add custom application category. You can add those individual applications to that category. You can select that custom category under this. Okay, but you can't select one by one to here. Okay, that is one of the limitation of this checkpoint firewall also. So you can't add business economy plus the services here. So if you trying to add any services under this, for example, so if I want to add web browsing here, so you can see that application is removed from this list. That's why I told, so only application or service can be added. So if you add single application, then you can't add any other applications to this list. Okay, so best way to add the application here, so use multiple application under custom category. So I'll discuss that thing in later. So up to now I don't require that thing, so I'll add any object here. Okay, that's mean it will be presented any application, any services. Okay, and you can see the action is block. Okay, so this is the two different actions we can set: accept and the block on the action. Also you can log this certain traffic under this rule. Okay, so that's the thing available under this new rule. Also, if you go to the below, you can add any comment for the reference, and also you can schedule this rule on a specific time to run. Okay, that's mean if you enable this apply only during this time, so you can set time duration. Okay, for example 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Likewise on the only the office hours you can run this this rule. Likewise you can set schedule option. Okay, so also you can limit the download traffic for these applications, and also you can limit the upload traffic for this application. So those are the things available under this new rule. Okay, okay, so let me add any any sources to DNS traffic. So I'm going to add on top any source will be selected. So if I go to here, so I can add multiple networks, users and active directory. Those are based on the users and objects we created. Okay, so I'm adding any source, destination is internet, so I'm using the application as a DNS. Okay, let me add the services here. So you can see, so if I go to if I search DNS here under this checkbox, this text box, so then all the DNS related services available. So you can see DNS TCP, DNS UDP, this one is TCP 53, this one is UDP 53, then DNS group also available. So I'm enable this DNS group. Okay, that's mean the UDP 53 and the TCP 53 selected for this rule. Then action will be accept. Okay, so I'm enable this log 1. Let me click apply. You can see, so we have add this manual rule. Okay, there are new group is created under manual rules. So now we have added this one. Okay, so any sources to the internet and DNS traffic is allowed. So if I go to this Windows 10 machine, this is the IT PC. So if I click this nslookup here, nslookup, so you can see dns.google. So if I type google.lk, so that DNS result will be displayed here. DNS you know result will be displayed here. That's mean DNS traffic is working. Okay, so I can go to logs and monitoring under checkpoint firewall. So let me go to here. This is the logs and monitoring under log section, security logs. So we can able to see the firewall traffic. So you can see 192.168.2.50 at the source, and destination is 888.8.8. That's mean this is using the Google DNS, and you can see the service. Okay, DNS UDP is using. Okay, so because so if I go to ipconfig here, okay, so you can see, let me go to ipconfig/all. You can see the DNS servers is 8.8.8.8. Okay, so if I change to 8844, then so this DNS traffic will be go to 8844. Okay, that is the thing you need to consider. So we have added DNS traffic now. So I want to allow I want to block Windows update to this user network. Okay, that is another another objective I want to create. So I will block Windows update to this entire LAN segment. Okay, so in that scenario, okay, so I'm creating new rule. Okay, and this time, so under the source I will be added as a let me add IT. Okay, so if I go to the filter networks here, okay, so you can see LAN network. Okay, so LAN network is represented by 192.168.2. series. Okay, so if I go to here under users and object, under the network object, you can see LAN network is 192.168.2. series. That is the entire user LAN. Okay, so let me go to the access policy again, new policy. Under the source, I'm filtering this LAN. I'm selecting LAN network. That is where the traffic is initiated from, and it will go to the destination internet. Okay, and then I'm blocking Windows update. Okay, so that scenario, okay, I want to go to the categories. I want to search Windows update here. Okay, so let me go to select this application. So you can see, so if I click Windows update, then the application, you can see the Windows update application object is displayed here. Okay, so I can click that Windows update here. So actions will be blocked. So because I require to block Windows update for this LAN network. Okay, so guys, the blocking the Windows update is not recommended, but this is I want to show you as per the demonstration. Okay, and I can make a comment here. This in block Windows update for LAN users. Okay, that is the comment I want to set. Let me click apply. Okay, so you can see I have enabled this any DNS traffic here, but so I have blocked this Windows update here. Now for the same LAN network, so I want to allow the internet other than this window traffic. So I want to allow the entire internet. Okay, on that scenario, I'm creating new rule. This time I'm creating new bottom rule. Okay, new bottom rule, and source will be the LAN network. Okay, internet, any application, any services allowed. Okay, and the action you can see is accept. You can see LAN network, internet, any allowed. Guys, this when we configuring these access policies, firewall rule working as a order. That's mean top to bottom architecture will be used. That's mean if it is hit by the top rule, that is the first time you know applicable. Okay, for example, so if I use the same source as this example, okay, it will hit the first one. Okay, for example, so according to this my order, any DNS is allowed, that is the most priority one. Then again, for the LAN networks, Windows Update will be blocked. Then again, the same source internet access is allowed. So that's mean other than this Windows Update, all the other services will be allowed for this LAN network users. Okay, so because the firewall rule order is worked to top to bottom. Okay, so if it is there is a match, then that will be searching from the top to bottom. Okay, that is the thing you need to consider. So let's check guys now. Okay, for example, if I go to Google here, you can see it's working. Okay, so I can go to YouTube. Okay, so you can see the YouTube is working, so I can ping 88. Okay, so you can see internet is working for this PC. Okay, so if I go to the logs and monitoring under the security log, you can see from the LAN1 interface, the source will be 192.168.2.50 and destination you can see. So we can see 8.8.8. Okay, and you can see so under here firewall blade and the application control. Okay, so if I search this application, so let me search query blade colon app. This will filtered all the application control blades. Okay, so you can see application control rule will be displayed here. Okay, so if I go to right side here, okay, so you can see ICMP protocol is allowed, and this Google ads allowed, YouTube website is allowed. Okay, so you can see so under this drop rule, okay, so you can see Windows 10 update was dropped, Windows update is dropped. So that is the thing you need to consider. So on this PC, Windows update is totally blocked. Okay, so you can see this one, these two rules. Under the application rules, there's a drop rule. So you can see the drop rule number 2 here. So if I consider this one, so the allow rule will be rule number 3. So let me go to the access policies. You will see the rule number. Okay, this is the block rule. Windows update block rule is rule number 2, and this one is the general internet. So other than the Windows update is allowed for this LAN network. Okay, that is the thing you need to consider. So if I go to this server, okay, so server is from the different network, right? See, it's 192.168.10 series. So if I try to go this server, okay, so if I open this Google Chrome under this Windows server, if I go to Google, so this will not work, because so we are not allowed the internet access for this server. So that's in that scenario, so if you want to allow the internet access to this 192.168.10 series, so you can come to the checkpoint firewall. Okay, so you can create new firewall rule here. So in that scenario, you can select the source as a server network. Okay, and destination is internet. You can see any application, any services you can use here. The action will be accept. Okay, let me click apply this scenario. Okay, and so I'm so if I want to change the order of this these rules, I can drag and drop here. You can see, so I can select this rule. Okay, so I can move to the top. Okay, that is the thing you can do. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to move these rules to on top. That's mean the second position. Okay, So you can see server networks, internet, any access is allowed. Okay, so if I go to right now under this Windows server, okay, let me go to the Google right now. Now, so you can see the internet is working for this server network. Okay, so if I go to this one, you can see it's 192.168.10.10. So I can ping to Google. Okay, so if I come to again this ITPC to check the logs, you can see 192.168.10.10, and you can see the application blade here. Okay, ICMP packet, and also you can see 192.168.10.10 ICMP. Okay, and also you can see some UDP 443 traffic also. Okay, so that is the thing you need to consider. That's how to create these rules. So hope you clear about how to create internet access rules for this LAN network and the server network. Okay, thank you very much.